Hey guys, Duncan here. So I'm walking around the place I'm moving out of. We moving into a new place in Sherwood, and I'm looking around, and there's stages in life where you really ought to pause and reflect on the things that you've seen, the things that you've done. Um, you know, I did so before I graduated college. I paused and reflected on the years that I was on that journey. Um, I've done so at different points regularly on my life, and I think that's something it's an important practice to keep. Is as you experience changes in life, as you cross new thresholds in life, I think it's good to pause and reflect on the journey you've been on. And so for me, I can remember very distinctly the day that I walked into this place and I actually snapped about it. I said, this is going to be my new place. I had just walked away from a very unhealthy marriage, a very unhealthy relationship. I had left the first house I'd ever bought. I'd left a large portion of what I owned, all to escape a situation that ultimately was very detrimental to me emotionally and spiritually. I had been renting a very small room for a couple months, paying $500 a month for this 8 by 12 room. And I had finally gotten to the place where I had saved up enough and I had enough stability in my life where I could move out of that room into a house. I had good roommates lined up. It was the beginning of a new journey for me. And so I'm sitting here and now that time has passed and I'm starting a new adventure in a new place, but I'm reflecting on everything that I experienced in the year that I was here with Cody and Alex. And I gotta tell you, those two guys are two of the best guys that I know. We call this place the Cougar Reserve, and we had a lot of good times. We made a lot of memories here, and this is a place that will always be remembered fondly for me. Now, there were tough times during that period too, and there are going to be tough times in the future, just like there's going to be good times. But today's a day of reflection for me. Today's a day of transition for me, and we all experience those in our lives. There's a saying that if you forget where you've been, you've no way to know where you're going. And so this practice of reflection is really what I'm talking about today. It's a good practice, I think, to reflect on the things that you've done, the things that you've seen, and the places that you've been, as you build toward your ideal future, whatever that might be. And so, if that's something that you guys haven't done, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. You can write journal entries. I keep a gratitude journal. You can just take some time as you're in these transition points and think about what you've been, where you've been, what you've experienced, where you're going next. But it's something I encourage you to do. It's part, I think, of having a healthy mentality, of keeping your bearings. One of my favorite expressions is that life is a lot like driving. The windshield is much larger than the rearview mirror for a good reason, but every now and then you gotta stop and look into the rearview mirror to remember what you're leaving behind. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next one.